Welcome to part 5. Lead me to the building. Fuck you. Anyway.
Mr. Walkway. Mr. Walk Down Me.
Walk down me on the walkway. Get real. Anyway. That was a really bad one. I'm so sorry, Alyssa. They're really rough. My mouth is dry. Okay, sorry. Anywho, so the reason why I was bringing up Rawhead is because, it fucks with me. Just this story in particular, because, like, I can see it. I'm very visual. Like, I think because I read a lot, so I can, like, make the pictures in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
yeah, same.
Yeah, so, anyway, several years ago it was one of my favorite, Beyond the Darkness, which then, when I heard the story, it was still Darkness Radio, I believe. Basically, this podcast is a similar format to how this was, but they actually have people who listen, so people email. So, like, you read... like, they would read the stories or people would call in. And this one woman, I don't know why, I just feel like it was a woman when he told the story. It's been so long. I'm pretty sure it was. It had to have been.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been a dude, too. But either way, she, like, wrote in her story, and they read it on air, and she was saying that she was lying in bed one day when she felt like something next to her. And when she rolled over to check it out, there was a skinless, bloody man just, like, fucking staring at her, like, lying in bed and, like, staring at her. And, like, it was just one of those things where, like, she just saw it, and then, like, when she realized, like, it was gone type of thing. I think, I remember it saying, like, he was just kind of, like, ha, 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 like, just being creepy and gross. And then after, like, they read that little story is when the host brought up the Rawhead guy, and, he just went into it, like, a little, like, I'd never heard of it before then. Mm-hmm. And then, like, honestly, like, the picture in my head, I think, is what scares me the most. And that's why I was so... Like I said, I'm so visual, and I just picture... Like I said, every time I every time I, like, hear this name, I really think about, like, just, like, a meat face with, like, just blood, just, like... It's gross. And it kind of, like Anakin Skywalker.
Oh.
Like...
Yeah.
But not burnt.
Yeah, I was going to say a little bit...
Not crispy.
Not crispy.
Crispy.
Extra crispy.
Like, okay, sorry. It kind of reminds me of this, but, like, not a meme. But not burnt. It's just, I'm never gonna fucking find it, because I have a problem. Oh, there it is. It just reminds me of this.
Oh, yeah.
Crispy. But, like, not crunchies.
Just bloody.
Just blood. Ugh, fucking teeth in the eyes. Like, the eyes, like, are, like, there's no eyelids. Yeah. So it's just, like,
I
bulbs
fucking hate eyeballs.
And, like, teeth and blood. And he's like, ha, like a phobie.
Oh, no.
Did you love that picture I sent you?
Hate it.
I love you. Okay, that was my story. So, Haley, you said you didn't really have, like, a...
No.
Did you... Okay, yeah, you go.
So, I was expecting... Because we decided we were going to research Tulpas a bit ago. And I was expecting to go online and, like, type in, like, famous Tulpas.
And it was just going to be insane.
And it'd just be, like, insane, like, stories. But, honestly, if you go online... Because I worded it a few different ways.
Yeah.
You kind of just find people, like... people's own accounts of Tulpas they've created that are their friends.
Which is so weird to me. I'm not trying to be, like... And that's why I feel like it's very, like, trolly.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm just like, oh, it's like an imaginary friend, you're in a grown-ass adult. Like, I don't know. It's just... There's a lot of things that are kind of weird about it, like, during the research. Because I got the same thing.
Yeah.
And, when we were talking earlier, I thought of another thing, but I don't necessarily think he's a Tulpa more so as he's a demon. It just reminded me of it because of so many people's accounts. Mm-hmm. I even had one.
Oh, really?
Hatman? Have you ever heard of him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like...
he has a lot to do with, like, sleep paralysis and stuff.
I've never had him during any of my sleep paralyses. Sleep paralyses?
Really?
Sleep paralyses. I've never had him, but, like, I remember, like, when I was, like, 12... I don't even think I was young. I don't know how old. I might have been younger than 12. I was just, like, playing. I had to have been younger than 13. Because that's when the room was converted.
You've actually seen him?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, like, I think I did. Like, do I know this to be fact? No, I was, like, young. So I was in, like, my toy room, dude, like, just dicking around. So I had to have been really young. I still had toys. Like, but, I was just playing. My mom was at work, and my dad worked midnight, so he was sleeping.
Oh, I do remember the story.
Yeah.
No.
Gross.
I never even, like, put that thought to who it
Yeah.
actually could be.
Yeah, and, just to finish the story, I think I've said it before, but, like, I don't know if you guys know who Hatman is. It's basically, like, a shadow man, a shadow figure with, like, most of the time, like, a fedora. But, like, honestly, this reminds me of him.
Oh,
so
yeah,
much.
that's so
like,
weird.
It's just, like, a guy with a hat. Like, he's spooky. He's, like, a ghost. And, like, they say he's, like, a demon. He didn't do anything mean to me. It was just, like, weird. He just was, like, so there's, like, a door in my room, and it was open, and it, like, goes, like, it's, like, the hallway is what you see. And I was, like, sitting there playing, and, like, I saw him walk. He stopped. He looked at me. And then I was like, what the hell? And he walked away, and that was my experience.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you ever watch The Haunting of Hill House?
Yes.
Okay, the really tall hat guy.
Yes.
He was creepy as fuck.
I love that show. I want to rewatch it. They have that Bly Manor out now. I think it's somewhat
Is it out
related.
now?
I don't know. I keep seeing.
I want to
things
watch it so bad.
We
I'm
should
so
watch
excited.
it together.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm behind on the boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't started season 2 yet. Okay, so Stevie's never seen the first season, and my parents haven't either, and it's so fucking good, and I think my dad will actually like it too. So like, you guys need to watch this, but like, we need to watch season 2 together. Like, I'll rewatch it, but it's so freaking good.
Yeah, I watched the full first season in one day, and
It's
hour-long
fantastic.
episodes.
Well, YOLO, but
It's so good.
it's fabulous. So highly recommend. If you have Prime, watch The Boys. It's super good. It's like basically if superheroes were in the real world. It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. Even the first episode is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, it's written by the same guy who wrote Supernatural, and I fucking love Supernatural.
Very creepy. Oh, yeah, you guys do. I've never really watched it.
Oh, it's
But,
so
like,
good.
I remember when my friend moved to Lawrence, and I was like, oh, I think Amy was like, where are you going? I was like, Lawrence. She's like, oh my god, Sam and Dean. I'm like, what? Like, cool. She's like, let me know if you see them. I was like, all right, I'll keep an eye out.
True story.
But kind of going back into, like, there just wasn't a lot.
No, and because I was expecting to see like all these. Like,
Oh no, me too. Because it's something that gets brought up, maybe not like frequently, but like enough that I know like what a tulpa is
exactly.
Without when we were trying to figure out stuff to do for episodes, we were like tulpas. I wasn't like, what's a tulpa?
Exactly.
Like I knew what it was.
No, which it's not a negative thing, which is kind of crazy to me because I was like expecting like horror movie villains and stuff, but basically they're like created through meditation and really deep thought. But so there is a way to get rid of a tulpa that you've created.
That's so sad.
Yeah, people are very, very have strong opinions.
Oh, I know. It's insane. Like, I can't wait to read some of these Reddit stories.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, there's over 34,000 members in r/tulpas.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even really pay attention to that part of it.
It's a big topic. You know what I mean?
Truly, I mean, like, Reddit's a very popular place, and for over 35,000, like, that's a lot of peepees.
Yes, a lot of peepees.
So what did you kind of, like, did anything stick out to you in your Reddit search? Because there's a couple of things that did for me.
No, not really. But I did find that there are a lot of people like to compare him to like DID.
I got that too, which I have a little blurb about the psychology of it all too. So, what did you get about the DID thing?
Basically, like, it's dissociative identity disorder, and from what I've read, is like you can't really compare DID and tulpas.
No.
DID is not self-inflicted.
No.
Tulpas are self-inflicted.
Yeah. And actually what I have in here, because I have this big blurb about like the psychology of it all, and I did mention DID. So, let me see if I can kind of find where I was going with this. Okay, so from what I was gathering regarding like the DID experience is, as far as like the DID thing, a third of the hosts felt that Tulpas were like as real as you and I are.
Yes.
Which to somebody with DID, their dissociative identities are like they are real.
Yes.
But they're very disconnected from them. Like they don't really know. Like they don't know when it happens. But with the Tulpa thing, the host experiences like a mix of auditory, visual, and like a body sensations. As like well as possession.
Yes, if they allow themselves.
Which the tulpa controls the body. And it's been said that people with advanced like tulpamancy is what they call it. Yeah, I know. Which is so weird. They said it is very similar to DID in that they have multiple identities within themselves. And they dissociate from like the actual like my mannerisms wouldn't be the same as my tulpa's mannerisms but the major difference between the two is like it is self-inflicted quote unquote, but there's no amnesia associated with it. Like they don't forget. There's depersonalization and it's not as like it's mostly seen as positive.
Exactly.
The tulpamancer is like positive and mutually enjoyable.
Exactly.
So like for you and the tulpa, like they're both very excited and positive experiences, whereas like DID seems very traumatic.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah.
And another thing to kind of bring in the psychology, since we kind of jumped into that. So a lot of them are like they're just lonely people. Most of them, a vast majority of like this people that were tested. So to kind of like go back a little bit, pretty much up until 2015, there wasn't any science backing this up.
Yeah,
like none. Which it's fine. Like it's just, and even now there's just so much limited research, and most of it's listed as sensationalism.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I was a little bit afraid to go into a lot of the psychology, because I don't want to go off of Reddit and find what Joe Schmo is writing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. But there was a test done. There was a paper written. It was titled Tulpa Experiences, and it was written by Samuel Versier. Or Versier. It's hard, that French, there's an extra E at the end.
Yeah.
And the data was collected through they were opt-in surveys. And when they tested them, like we kind of went back to like the DID thing and how it was actually a positive experience for them. But in a vast majority of the tulpamancers, they tested shy on the personality test, which is why the tulpa was created. It was like as a companion who like understands them more than like in the most like intense deep level that goes beyond like me and you or like even like our fiancés. Yeah. And they also shown. They were also actually shown as like being highly imaginative, cerebral, articulate, and then many scored above average on the theory of mind and empathy. And that even goes for people on the autism spectrum. Yeah. Like, so all the stuff, and like people who were tested, like the people that were on the spectrum also tested for things. And a lot of the people that were studied had some sort of mental, psychological, like a lot of them had Asperger's, ADD, ADHD, and anxiety. So that being said, it seemed like the tulpa is like, from what they studied, like limited study, like as much as you can study, they found that the tulpas actually improved their mental disorders by, and then 94%, sorry, a little dyslexic there, 94% of the respondents, to be exact. So it improved 94% of the respondents. Like having this tulpa improved their mental
state.
Yeah,
it's
their mental
like a coping mechanism.
Exactly. And like having a tulpa like helped them cope.
Yeah. Which another thing, when I was going into this, I was not expecting a tulpa to be like living within a person.
Oh yeah, it was just like I kind of thought it to be like an imaginary friend like that you talk to in your head.
See, I was expecting like...
But like then also you kind of thought up into existence.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like my thought of that.
I didn't know like the difference of like a host and whatnot.
Yeah, which we'll get into in episode 6 or part 6 because we do have a limited time frame. So I'm glad we were actually able to touch on the psychology a little bit, which is crazy to me that like an imaginary friend basically helped these people out that much. So really, is it that negative? Like truly, they're just really trolly on Reddit. All right, see you in the next part. I forget what 7. Oh my god.
Oh my god.